businesses, or are we going to be chasing a moving train? So part of our responsibility also is adaptation, embracing of innovation and Black technology solution. What we need to do, that is us as government and business, west with the emerging and the Black businesses and companies that are there, is that we hold each other's hand and travel this journey together. Like Asian tigers, let us rise like a python in the ashes of the post-Second World War. South Africans can lead the charge in the continent to build the resilient economy driven by the stable and rising environment of the SMMEs, especially our own Black companies and Black SMMEs. What we need to do at this stage is that we hold our hands together and move forward to make sure that we build an economy that is very resilient. Let us take the opportunities that has been opened up by this COVID-19 pandemic and see the silver line shining in the cloud of this COVID-19 pandemic. I thank you and wish this conference good deliberations and the resolutions that are going to be taking our economy forward and make sure that we build that strong economy for the sake of South Africa and Africa as a whole in the continent. I thank you.
Eta, it's me, Smooth the cab driver. Actually, it's not. My name is Max and I'm an actor. And like you, I'm staying home right now, so I'm not earning the same income, making the future really uncertain. You know how they say it takes 21 days to form a new habit? So maybe we use this time to take a different look at our money, and hopefully we come out of this as ministers of our own finances. Let's change our habits together.
And I hope that it will serve to inspire younger people to devote their lives and efforts to the transformation of this country.
About what we're doing, creating and operating digital workforces, sometimes delivered over
countries' innovators, but also a platform.
So this year we're guided on see how they were able to persevere.
Eta, it's me, Smooth the cab driver. Actually, it's not. My name is Max and I'm an actor. And like you, I'm staying home right now, so I'm not earning the same income, making the future really uncertain. You know how they say it takes 21 days to form a new habit? So maybe we use this time to take a different look at our money, and hopefully we come out of this as ministers of our own finances. Let's change our habits together.
Events like the Top Empowerment Conference are very crucial in a sense that they bring together people under one roof to dialogue around how to improve transformation in our country.
And to gather leading executives in this way to really share knowledge and look at what further steps might be taken to enhance progress and transformation is, I think, a very critical activity, and I think Top Empowerment must be congratulated for ensuring that this happens on a regular basis.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to be part of this distinguished panel and conference, which over the years has brought various decision makers in one room. Of course, the advent of COVID-19 has forced us to organize ourselves differently, from what we were accustomed to. I would like to extend my appreciation to the organizers of this conference for the good work they've done and also having invited me. This conference is testament to the fact that we have not allowed time to remain still. The fact that this conference has continued is proof that we are now beginning to coexist with the virus. We are living through history once again. These are truly unprecedented times, as many have observed. Our economic situation is comparable to that of the Great Depression in the 1920s. Similarly, the Great Depression itself coincided with the Spanish flu pandemic. Historic events such as this tend to shape society forever. Out of these moments in our existence as people and as a nation, we often tend to transform life as we know it. In the South African context, there can be no better manifestation of this transformation than from a state of apartheid to freedom and democracy. We often look at our past for inspiration, but also to understand what should not be done. We look to the founding great icons like former President Nelson Mandela, who annually the world over commemorates his birthday, which has now become an International Nelson Mandela Day. The International Nelson Mandela Day forces all of us to break our daily cycles of life and take stock of our immediate surroundings and assess how can we make a difference to those who do not have privileges. That delivering a keynote address on the International Nelson Mandela Day, the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, said, "The legacy of colonialism still reverberates. We see this economic and social injustice, the rise of hate crimes and xenophobia, the persistent institutionalized racism and white supremacy. Since the advent of democracy, this has been our preoccupation. As I say that, I also concede that corruption has set us back a long way. COVID-19 has laid bare both the cost of corruption and our colonial legacy. Therefore, now more than ever, transformation needs to be structural. This requires deliberate collaboration between the private sector and government. Transformation cannot just be reduced to demographic representations. True transformation of the legal profession is not just about demographics. It is also about the types of work given to lawyers. Commercial law and conveyancing has historically been both areas of legal practice that have been inaccessible to Black and previously disadvantaged legal practitioners. Allow me to take you back to the opening address to the Law Society of Transvaal on the 29th of October 1993, delivered by Mandela himself. In his speech, Mandela said, "The organized legal profession will have to give serious attention as to what steps it will take to remedy the imbalance of particularly in relation to opportunities of Black people to join its ranks. We are not unmindful of some attempts being made to facilitate their entry into the profession, but is there enough being done to remove it?" He went on to ask the following: is the profession happy that a number of conveyancers and notaries republics who are not white can be counted on the finger of one's hands? Today, more than ever, the question that Mandela raised is relevant. The legal profession, moreover, in areas that Mandela spoke about, regrettable, continues to be predominantly white and also highly dominated by white males. Transformation in these areas is an economic imperative that we are seized with. Our efforts and interactions today must champion the cause of accelerating rapid transformation also of the legal profession. One of the characteristics of the South African economy is its concentration in most of its strategic sectors. Although one finds many law firms owned by previously disadvantaged individuals, certain lucrative fields of legal practice remain dominated by white practitioners. Such dominance prevents black-owned firms opportunities also to enter the space because of the entrenched practice that are already well established. Commercial law is certainly one of those areas. Historically, it has been an exclusive preserve of white legal practitioners. Many practitioners from historical disadvantaged backgrounds have worked hard and have had to overcome many barriers in order to qualify as conveyancers. Yet, after qualifying to practice in this area of the law, they continue to face further barriers and are not given fair and equal opportunities to ply their trade successfully. Moderator, as such, I am pleased by major banks' renewed commitment in response to concerns raised by the Competition Commission on the relationship between banks and the conveyancers. The Competition Commission found this relationship to be governed through service-level agreements and structured in exclusive and anti-competitive. Transformation in the legal fraternity means previously disadvantaged individual law firms must briefs from banks, mining companies, and the broader private sector. The cresting wave of profits synonymous with briefings from the private sector must reach black-owned practitioners. Both the state and the private sector must craft a new deal which changes the legal landscape. There is no doubt that healthy competition between legal practitioners and law firms will translate into a better and more cost-effective services to the public, and as a result, expand access to justice. We must rid our industries of the barriers to entry that prevent previously individuals from accessing in particular markets. Transformative social compacts must anchor our approach to ensure that our economies and sectors are wholly inclusive. COVID-19 has exposed all the vulnerabilities of our systems, from the economic system right up to the justice system. Moreover, it has also emphasized how the economic injustices affect one's ability to access the criminal justice system or the justice system as a whole. Distinguished guests, now more than ever, we really need to ensure that the vulnerabilities of our system are addressed. Some speak of a post-COVID-19 society, but we cannot speak of such society as if it is in the distant future, and the actions that are required to transform our nation await that distant future. As we host this conference, learning to coexist and live with the virus, we have to do the same. We need to act now and collectively and act in unity. We all need to champion transformation. There's no us and them. There's only South Africa. Ultimately, untransformed societies hampers all progress, and COVID-19 has shown we cannot afford to leave anyone behind, because those that are left behind will affect everyone in that society. On previous occasions in various platforms, I have said transformation in the legal profession can be effected. This requires us to take our historical injustices directly. This can be effected by a simple yet meaningful action, like the banking industry has done. We need to see more action from the private sector. I wish to informally invite the private sector to come to the transformation table. Let us collectively develop a legal charter or code, a legal charter that will not only bind our conscience, but one that hope to the young lady who is on the verge of quitting her practice because she does not see where next pay will come from. A charter that will make all provinces in the country viable areas of practice. Concretely, we need in-house lawyers to be willing to open up and take in candidate attorneys. We need in-house lawyers to be a lot more transparent about who they brief, how they elect these individuals, and ultimately what this means for the future of the profession. As we focus on reconstructing the office of the state attorney so that it can be more efficient and become an effective anchor of transformation, we also look to the private sector to play its part. Transformation also requires us to tackle corruption both in the private and public sector. As we are consistently discovering, with the state capture commissions for corruption to succeed, it takes good lawyers and professionals to do nothing. and some of them have also participated to facilitate it in some of these more sophisticated corruptions, as well in some of the high-profile matters on the Tongati, Hulat, and other high commercial matters. As a matter of fact, corruption is mostly aided by professionals with a sophisticated hand. It must be professionals who help the state, who help society to eradicate corruption. We have seen disturbing reports on corruption even during the pandemic. The president will announce a special investigation unit proclamation to address this issue soon. We call upon everyone in society involved in the containment of the virus to tackle this pandemic in an ethical manner. Ethical leadership in the management of societal affairs, including COVID-19, is an important glue between government and society. In Mandela's words, a legal profession which identifies itself with the needs and aspirations of all the people in South is likely to prosper. My question to you today is, what is stopping us to ensure that the profession prosper so that the whole society can prosper? I thank you very much, Moderator.